Alright guys, so today we'll be trying out the F1 2015 mod for the most recent Codemasters Formula 1 game. Today we'll be driving around Jerez in a 25% race, simply because Formula 1 at the moment is having testing at that track, and I thought it was only fitting that we'd try it out today for this video. So if you want to see more videos like this in the future, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing F1 2015 game videos once it comes out in a few months time. So without further ado, here we are for the race in Jerez. We're driving as Lewis Hamilton and starting from the back in 18th place. No Marussia or Caterham cars in this mod, as we don't 100% know if they're going to be on the grid this year. But here we go, on the grid for the Jerez Grand Prix. I don't know, 5 red lights, and away we go here in Jerez. And we got a better start than Marcus Ericsson in his Sauber. And coming into turn 1 now, we'll try and find a gap through these cars. NASA, oh, I said NASA, wow. It's definitely Felipe Nasr, but either way, we're almost going full wide now through this first couple of corners now, getting brake checked there by Grosjean. Max Verstappen trying to hold around the outside of Raikkonen, who's going a bit slowly as well, but the nature of this track, it's very, very narrow, and on the opening lap with a lot of cars just clustered all around us, it's hard to find any gaps, and it's hard to get a flow going, as the midfield is just in tatters at the moment. Is that Nico Hulkenberg who made a mistake, rejoined on the track and lost a bunch of positions there. We're now up into P11 now. Grosjean somehow has got back in front of us, so we'll be looking to get back past him as soon as we can. So almost done here with the first lap. We're just trying to suss out where our strengths and weaknesses are around this racetrack. Up the inside of Grosjean we go into the final corner, and it looks like our strengths sort of lie in the third sector. I'm sort of struggling in the middle sector, to be honest. Just, I don't know, struggling to carry, I don't know, apex speed. I'm just getting a bit of understeer at the moment. But so far we're moving up even further in the positions, up the inside of Perez there. And I sort of moved to the inside to give Perez a little bit more room there, and that sort of hindered my run through there. And then Perez got back around the outside through there. So that's a bit unfortunate. It's going to cost us a bit of time now as we get a bit of oversteer on the exit of the final corner. Putting it up in a fast, we use the slipstream to get past Perez here. And I'm not too sure if we can use DRS in this race, even though it just came up with the graphic that we could. This is an F1 2013 mod where the Jerez track is back, and on that game you couldn't use DRS, so I don't believe we'll be able to use it in this race, unfortunately. Going around the outside now of Jenson Button into the final corner. Seems to be a good hunting ground for us here in this race. We're now up into P8 at the moment. Next up is Valtteri Bottas and his Williams. He's coming into the pits, is he? No, he's carried on for another lap. There's a few more cars in the pits now making their stops, and that includes some of the leaders like Vettel and company. Lap 7, we're getting called into the pits at the end of this lap, so we'll be putting on a set of prime tyres, and I'll happily go onto these new set of tyres because my current set, the options, are starting to wear out quite considerably, and I'm losing touch with Bottas up the road, so the sooner I can get onto new tyres, the better I'll be in terms of this race. So we'll just push as much as we can on this final lap, and the safety car has now come out on lap 7, so somewhere around the racetrack somebody has either retired or crashed, and because of the safety car notification I sort of got distracted a little bit, just interrupted with my rhythm a little bit, so cost me a little bit of time, but overall I don't think it's going to cost me any track position now as we come into the pits. We'll be putting on a set of prime tyres. There's a few cars in the fast lane there, but they're not moving, and we've just gone straight through. I think that was a Red Bull, and then I don't know what the hell just happened there in the pit stop. We've rejoined in the fast lane, we're not moving, and a Toro Rosso just goes through absolutely everyone, and now we're stuck. Why aren't we moving? What the hell is going on? Is there like an almighty pile-up at the start of the pit lane or something and I can't get through? Sauber just went through me, so I don't know what the hell's going on. We've been stuck in the pits now for almost 30 seconds and cutting a little bit later on. 70 seconds have passed and now we have a red flag. So whatever incident it was bad enough to warrant a red flag coming out. We'll restart the race. And I think we actually lost a lap there because we dropped about 70 seconds. And that's about the distance of a full lap there. So away we go now for restart number 1 of this race. And I'm not too sure if we'll get our positions back if we overtake a few cars here coming into turn 1. We'll see. Going up into P8 now, and no, we're a lap down. So that's cost us big time now as we rejoin this race. So we got Jenson Button right in front of us. We'll go up the inside of him. Thankfully, we're not getting any blue flags at the moment. but some cars have to make another pit stop now, so we might gain back that 20 or 30 seconds, and then we'll try and push as much as we can to gain any positions we can in this race. We can see on the next lap, the rest of the field is now making their pit stops, and they'll be going on to the prime tyres for the rest of the race. I wonder if they're going to have the same issue that we had on the previous lap. And there you go. Yes, we did. There's some kind of glitch with this race in the pit lane. The cars just can't get out, and we've had another red flag. So we just about gained another lap back. So I think this is all for keeps now. So all the positions should effectively be reset in a way. And I wonder if we need to make another pit stop or not, because we are on the prime tyres. We've now used both sets of compounds in this race, so it's going to be interesting to see whether we all get disqualified or not, because I'm absolutely not sure. But either way, going into turn 1 now, we picked up a few positions up into P4 now as we dispatch of Raikkonen. Next up is Perez and Button in second place, and we can see a Sauber leading this race, so that is absolutely ridiculous. This glitch, whatever it is, has definitely shaken up the field a little bit. I'm not too sure where Rosberg is. He's had a bit of a bad start. As we can see, Perez going off the track there, rejoining, and we sort of had to avoid to the inside just to make sure that we didn't crash into him. But as you can see on the replay there, going off onto the grass and the gravel and then rejoining almost, well, pretty much onto the racing line there. A little bit dangerous. We had to swerve to the inside to avoid him. But he's on the option tyres there. We just avoid him there, only just. He's on the option tyres, so I wonder if he has to make another pit stop and whether he'll get stuck in a pit lane like everyone else did. But we're not going to worry about him at the moment. We're up into P3 now. We're catching up to the leaders now. We can see Jensen is trying to make a move on the Sauber. I'm not too sure who it is yet. It's Felipe Nasr at the moment, going up the inside of Button there, who is going slowly. So unfortunately, this mod hasn't really fixed the AI when they're trying to attempt overtakes. They just brake so early coming into fast corners, and even like hairpin-like corners as well. So that's unfortunate. But the story of this race, Felipe Nasr is now leading this race in a Sauber. He's a rookie in this Formula 1 championship, and somehow he's found his way to the front of this grid. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to last too long for the Brazilian. We're going to try and go around the outside of the final corner. Sort of squeezes us off to the edge of the road, but we get the move done around the outside into the final corner, and now we have the lead of this race. And thankfully, because Nasr was so slow, was in a slow car, he was able to hold up the cars behind. And now we've got a pretty massive lead here now. As we come out of the final corner, we're going to win our first race here in this F1 2015 mod.
Fantastic race. Congratulations on the win. That's 25 points.
So there we go, lads. We've won this race here in Jerez. Somehow winning by over 6 seconds over Jensen Button after starting from the back. We had that almighty glitch with the pile up in the pit lane. Not once, but twice. 2 red flags, a safety car, and we had a rookie in Felipe Nasr leading the race for a little while as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll be doing more F1 2015 mods once it's a little bit more complete, because at the moment the mod isn't fully updated and ready for release for the 2015 season. For example, like the 2015 performance isn't quite up to scale. We've only had a few days of testing, and just overall there are a lot of liveries that aren't really released yet, including some of the drivers' helmets as well. So that's going to take time to release, and once that eventually comes out, I'll make more videos on this as well. So if you want to see more tracks and stuff, then let me know what tracks I should drive next in this mod. But until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time. So here we are, around Monaco, driving as Pastor Maldonado, driving the safety car. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but it's happening, and this should be absolutely awesome. Here we go, driving as the safety car, starting in 24th place. We're going to try and win this race. I've done absolutely no practice in the build-up to this, so 5 red lights, and away we go here in Monaco. We've absolutely smashed this start. Look at that start, that's absolutely fantastic.